We are virtual team number 46, and these are our final recommendations. In order for an incentive program to work efficiently, it needs to be tailored to the culture of the company. In order to engage employees to actively participate in an incentive program, it is important to consider a few things. In order to increase performance from employees, develop incentives based on workers' needs. Differentiate between those who prefer intangibles versus tangibles. One method Brownie Baker could use in increasing work performance is quota approach. The quota approach is based on rewarding employees by meeting a goal or quota. This approach works for employees that are motivated by both forms of incentives. If management can use the quota approach and implement it to work expectations, then employees may be less reluctant to accept cash or non-cash incentives. This will help ease the cultural barriers that make these employees reluctant to accept. The survey method is a highly efficient method to obtain feedback. The information from these surveys will create positive effects for the organization's top and bottom lines, which is crucial when implementing change. They are very effective tools for measuring and improving various relationships within organizations. Surveys can be the most efficient form of feedback because it allows the employees to give their input on actions in their workplace. Surveying has a protocol that, if followed correctly, can produce results for decision making. Brownie Baker needs to create a plan for the survey, implement surveys, analyze comments and results from surveys, and develop actions based upon findings. Effective surveys need to be anonymous so employees will be able to voice their opinions while maintaining their privacy. Can select a sample of the workforce to take surveys or departments depending on what information management is trying to gather. Need to decide what format and type of questions will yield best responses. This depends on the information that administration would want to obtain. Based on the statistics, it will allow the company to get a better view of the employee's standpoint. Direct questions are straight to the point. Companies implement them into surveys to target specific feedback. With direct questions, you eliminate all outside opinions and no personal views conflict with your decisions. Based on the data, Brownie Baker will be able to falsify or disclaim ideas that are represented by any given survey. Surveys make it easier to not only organize, but build a plan in order to make a final decision. With the results of a survey, you can come up with an analytical decision that can benefit both sides without ruining the employee-manager relationship. The training process. An involvement technique is to ask what tasks are employees interested in, and assign them accordingly. This will result in employees taking ownership of the tasks. Even before changes occur, management should sell their ideas to the employees, making sure that they all understand why change is necessary and how it will benefit everyone in the long run. The National Association of Manufacturers state that the productivity of a technological investment depends on the worker and the efficiency and effectiveness of its workforce. It is very ineffective to train employees while they're doing their daily tasks simultaneously. To better understand how much time can be afforded for training outside normal operation hours, it's important to budget labor hours. OSHA suggests creating a training model to design, conduct, and evaluate a variety of training programs that will meet specific goals. In this case, pilot groups should be established initially to observe any flaws in the system that might hinder the flow of the new process. It can also help identify any bottlenecks that might appear in everyday situations so that management can alter the process before the official training. With the pilot groups established initially, certify potential trainers. Splitting up the task of training the crew can make the transition a little less difficult. Conducting the whole training process into smaller goals can prevent employees from feeling overwhelmed by massive changes. Employee recognition is one of the best motivators an employer can use. There are many types of recognition programs, such as Employee of the Month, but this is very common in many businesses. We suggest recognizing an employee's job well done in front of the other staff and asking an employee to teach and share his or her skills with the others. Another method we suggest to Brownie Baker is management visibility. Set weekly or once a month one-on-one meetings with employees to remind them you care and appreciate their hard work. Continual visibility and support would be very effective motivators for employees to adapt to change and see incentives as appealing. Not only is it important to recognize employees, but also measure their productivity. One effective way would be to create a spreadsheet to gather information on the productivity of an employee or a group of employees. You can collect data and see which days are not as productive. This can help you when you reevaluate the data every quarter and find solutions to losses or even find ways to be more productive. Brownie Baker will. In conclusion, know which incentives to use, ease the process of change through training and productivity, encourage feedback through survey and recognition programs. Utilizing these methods will indeed benefit Brownie Baker. Thank you for your time.